All right, guys, welcome back. Chief Kerr, Kravology. So last week we talked about how we connect dots in doing mitt work and teaching people to punch. This week we're going to talk about how we straighten out the straight punches, how we turn on our hook punches, and how we get people to rotate as opposed to lean. And we're going to have 4 commands at the end of this video. You're going to be able to use them. You're going to be able to teach them to your students or to your partner, and you're going to be able to hit the mitts much more effectively, much more efficiently. Stay with us. You're going to like this. All right, I brought James in. I've asked him to make some mistakes while he's hitting the mitts so we can demonstrate to you the types of commands we use when we work the mitts. When you work the mitts, you need to have words that are essentially shorthand for ideas that the students or your partner understands so that they can be corrected as they move. We call this operational underway. Last week we talked about dots. This week we're going to talk about reaching on straight punches, turning on hook punches, and generally standing up or straightening up as we make rotations. So if I'm punching and I'm leaving this short, I want to say reach, which means to reach out and pull the shoulder forward. If I'm hooking like this and I've stopped here, I want to say turn on the punch. Lastly, if someone's punching and they're leaning through the punch instead of rotating through the punch, I'll say straight or straighten up. And that means to rotate through instead of lean through. So these 4 commands will dramatically help you on the mitts. Here's what it looks like. So James is going to set up. I'm going to throw some basic 3s and 4s, sort of like a boss written thing. And I'll say, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mirror him with my hands, if you don't know how to hold mitts. But I'm going to say 3, and he's going to go 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to say dots, and he's going to pull his elbows in, right? Then as he's punching, I'm going to say 2, and I'm going to say 2 again, and I'm going to ask him to reach. So 2, reach, reach, reach. So now he's reaching his shoulders forward, right? As I go to 3 on the hook, 3, 1, 2, 3. As he stops here, I may ask him elbow up, which looks good right now, and I may just say turn, which means he's turning more into the punch. He's dropping more weight here and turning his shoulder, elbow forward to the target, punching through the target. The last thing that might happen is I might call a 4. On the end, we're going to freeze so you can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 dots, 4. Now, what he's done is he's leaned over this way. I don't know if you can tell, but a lot of times people lean to the left when they throw a right straight for power. So what I'll say is straight or straighten up. And as he straightens up, it fixes his rotation. So as you're working with someone and you see them moving, you may say things like dots, reach, turn, straight. And these words help your partner, once your partner understands what they mean, to correct during the session where you're working with the focus mitts. Here's the deal. You don't necessarily have to do it you don't have to stop them. You can say 2. If you see something that's wrong, like dots, say dots, 2 again, dots, 2 again, and have them go through that combination until that combination looks right. In other words, the dots are connecting. That's last week's video. They're reaching and extending through the shoulder and hand on their straight punches. They're turning on their round punches. And lastly, that they're rotating through on the punch and not leaning. In other words, straighten up. So when you go through these commands, it's very easy, once you go through the same combination a couple times, to pick up a lot of really powerful ways or methods to increase the efficiency, the power, and sort of what I would call as the overall efficacy of the punching, right? So what this does is it makes the rotation smaller, it makes the punch more powerful, and the telegraphing goes way down. Try this with your partner. Try this with your students. It works. It's a great way to teach people how to punch in combination. All right, remember dots, reach, turn, and straight or straighten up. 4 commands, much more powerful stuff for you. Hey, thanks for joining us this week. Drop down, look at the boxes, send us questions. Please subscribe to our social media stuff. As always, walk in peace.